The voter registration group Acorn has a long history of problems. It is now the target of fraud investigations or questions about registrations in at least 13 states. Chief Washington correspondent Jim Engel reports on one probe in a key battleground state.
A federal judge is ordering Ohio Secretary of State Jennifer Brunner to do more to ensure that voter registrations there are not fraudulent, which an analyst says is critical.
States have to verify the accuracy of the information coming in on voter registration forms by checking it against other state databases like the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, and against Social Security records.
Secretary Brunner, a Democrat, says the state is performing those checks, but she is not sharing them with the county election board.
If you talk to the boards of elections across the state, they're not receiving any information from the Secretary's office about mismatched or invalidated registrations. So we have to assume that the validation and the checks on those voter registrations are not taking place.
It's county election officials that will make the final decision on whether or not somebody is eligible to register and vote.
And the federal judge ordered Brunner to share the results of those efforts with the county election boards, an order she is now appealing. Her office says giving those lists to the counties will slow down their work of processing registrations and early voting and absentee ballots. Secretary Brunner made clear to Fox's Greta Van Susteren that she is more than a little skeptical about charges of potential fraud.
There are a number of basically allegations that don't have any evidence to support them. There's much more conjecture than anything else.
And she suggested that such concerns are not well-intentioned.
I think that some people are alarmed because we've had record numbers of people register to vote. And it tends to be the argument either voter suppression or voter fraud, depending upon which political party is pushing that issue.
But the group Acorn, which is under investigation for fraudulent registrations in 13 states, has filed 65,000 registrations in just one county in Ohio. And Acorn officials say they cannot verify whether registrations are legitimate. State officials have to do that. In addition, there is a deadline coming that makes all of this an urgent matter.
Boards of elections officials have the ability to start processing these absentee ballots 10 days before the election.
So on October 25th, the ballots are taken out of the envelopes that identify the voter who cast them, making a challenge to any particular ballot after that date impossible. And October 16th, just next week, is the deadline for challenging the voter list, which will be tough for county election boards if they can't get their hands on the state lists that identify voter registrations that may be questionable. And late today, 6 House Republicans wrote to the Attorney General asking him to have the Justice Department look into Acorn and allegations of fraudulent activity. Brett?
Not the end of this one.
Nope.
Thanks, Jim.